was talking about check boxes, like in my career, I was like, well, I did everything I wanted. Now I want to have my band. What would you do? Is there anything you haven't done yet in your career that you want to do?
Yeah, I think I'd like to tour more, but I don't want to tour more in a van pulling a U-Haul trailer.
Oh yeah, I don't do that either.
Yeah, right. So I don't want to do that. I've done some of that, but I'd like to tour at a whole other level. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
but as a part of a band or as a solo artist?
I don't know. Either way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind. I'd like to do it as a solo artist too. As a solo artist, I can kind of do everything from my catalog. Whether it's instrumental stuff, whether it's Outworld, whether it's Day of Reckoning, I play a little bit of everything. Right? There's some new stuff in there, so I kind of call the shots. But when you're more in a band, it's like I can't really play Outworld stuff in Day of Reckoning or vice versa. You know what I mean? And,
I don't know if it's that you couldn't play it. I just don't think a lot of other people couldn't play it, and you'd have to try to find musicians that could keep up with you.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
That would be horrible.
So that's tough, and that's something else that I really want to do. I want to do an album with world-class musicians. You know what I mean? Just the best of the best, whether I have to hire them or we do something as a project. But and record in a top-notch studio. You know what I mean? Those are some things I missed. I mean, the best studio that I probably ever recorded in was in Painted Black Studio, and I think it's in Orlando. I went down there and recorded some guest work for a band called Falling in Reverse, and they flew me down, and I was in there with Elvis. I don't know if you know who Elvis is. Not Elvis Presley, the producer, did all the Alter Bridge and a bunch of other big selling stuff.
Yeah, he's here in Orlando.
Yeah. Okay. You know who he is? Yeah. Super cool guy. That was a really cool experience because it was a totally just full on studio. But and even adding to that, I think one of the coolest things would be to be able to go into a big pro studio like that, and start writing my album in the studio. I hear about bands that, hey, we just go in the studio. We're going in the studio to start writing an album. Basically live there and write the album in the studio until it's done. I've always had to do, okay, I got my day. I got to go teach now. So I got to go pay the bills. Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't have the luxury of being in the studio 24 hours a day until the album's done. I want to do that someday where I walk in and I don't leave that studio till it's done.
Killer.
You know what I mean? Don't have any financial worries or nothing. Just go in. All right, let's write the album, guys. And you with the producer or whatever, and you just do it. That'd be sick.
That's a great project. What about you, Zach? What do you want to do that you haven't done yet? Now that you're like millionaire guitar teacher, he's like the Tim Ferriss of guitar teachers, man.
Yep.
The things that I'd like to do, honestly, it's going to sound kind of weird, but I'm kind of doing what I want to do right now. It might change in 5 years, 10 years, but all I wanted to do was be financially well off to play guitar all day. That was step one, which I have. Step two was I wanted to get in contact with other musicians and build relationships. And that's what we're doing right now. I'm literally doing exactly what I want to do, and getting to meet like Rusty, that's been a huge game changer for me in as far as, I guess, not just the connections with other people, but getting to pick the mind of somebody that you've respected for so long. You know what I mean? That's just great. I mean, it'd be even for me, but that'd be like if Rusty got to meet Yngwie and talk to him anytime he wanted to, it'd be like, oh my God. I mean, even if whether you're learning specifically from them, I think you just take whatever you can, So literally right now I'm doing what I'm doing. If it was something that I wish I could do, I wish that, honestly, I'd like to not teach and just have the business running, and making my money from that, which is on its way. Yeah, but I would like to be doing something like this full time where I get to talk to people and travel and meet them maybe. And, I can, in May, I'm going down to hang out with Rusty for a weekend, and that's going to be fun. We're going to take a bunch of photos. I want to just do what I want to do. I don't want people telling me what to do.
They're doing it. That's a good place to be. See, man, this is what's cool, man. It's when you have a clear idea of what you want, or you're living it like you are right now. Like I said, that was me, but that was me a couple of years ago, and I was like, fuck, this is it. I'm living the dream, and that's when the idea of the band came, because I'm like, okay, now I did it, it takes way more than just being good at guitar to be at that point.
Sure. Oh yeah.
It means nothing almost at some point.
For sure. And I think
it's knowing that side of the business is so overlooked. It's like, oh, you're a great guitarist, great. Well, so is that guy right there.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, all you got to do is turn on YouTube. So another thing is that, we're talking about doing, I've always had the luxury of teaching, you know, and I love to teach, and I would continue to teach no matter what happened with my career, because I just dig it. But because I've been able to teach, that's kept me to the point where I only can, but I get to pick what I do musically. So I don't have to go take a gig because I got to pay this bill or that bill. So because of the teaching, it's allowed me that freedom to do just what I want musically, because, you know, I mean, I was talking to a buddy of mine a while back, and he's like, "Oh man, dude," he goes, I got to go out on the road with this band for a month to pay these bills. And he was bummed about it. It's like, you know, that's an aha moment going, yeah, see, teaching is really a cool thing for me, because I don't have to take those gigs and stuff like that. I would never want to feel like that. You know what I mean? Because then, you know, because you're out on the road, dude, you're on the bus with these guys 12, 16 hours a day, and you go play for a couple hours and you're back on the bus or whatever. And if you're not enjoying it, that's pretty miserable. And I think that can lead, you know, that's why you hear about so many musicians that have drug or alcohol problems or relationship problems, because you're out on the road and you're alone.
Yeah.
You know,